thought that second half for both teams was just kind of a gut check time. Everybody was tired. Everybody was mentally and physically tired. I got in bed at 4 a.m. last night, so I'm assuming the players did that too, but that's just the way it is, and you just have to get help from your bench. And we won that ball game because of people off the bench like Shay Murphy and Jene Morris and Tully Bevilacqua and Jess Moore and Jess Davenport. They just really gave us a huge lift and a lot of energy, a lot of effort. And it's the kind of help that the starters needed. So I was real pleased that we were so much more aggressive defensively in that second half.
When can you comment on Shay's weekend in general with both games? And I mean, she's been pretty magnificent both.
Well, I think the thing that we know for sure now is Shay wants to be our sixth man, and she's looking good at that six-man spot. In fact, in the second half, I started her, went with the smaller, quicker lineup, and moved Catch to the 4 and Jene to the 3. So I think she's in a situation where she not only can be the first perimeter player off the bench, but she may start some games when we go small. Just her energy, her rebounding. I mean, it gives us a tremendous lift to have a wing player rebound like she does and just put her head down and go to the rim. And then I think the other thing that was great to see was Jene. She's still not comfortable with all the sets and everything like that, but you can see maybe a little bit better now why we drafted her.
Can you talk about that small lineup? It seemed really effective tonight.
I love the small lineup. We're quicker, we're faster, a lot more energy. I also like the idea of us sometimes having Bree and Tully in there together because they're both such tough defenders. And I thought down the stretch with them in there, and that's a small lineup too, with them at the 1 and 2, was really good for us. I also want to say that I thought, even though Tammy Sutton-Brown didn't score a lot of points, she did a tremendous job defending Sylvia Fowles. And when you can have an Olympian like her only get 4 shots, it's huge. And that's directly attributed to her just desire not to let Sylvia catch the ball. So I was really pleased with that effort 2 nights in a row from Sutton-Brown.
Then the last part of the second quarter, obviously, you had a tough time, but you came back in the third quarter and showed resilience. I mean, was that the key to the whole thing?
Well, I think it's not how you play when you're ahead. It's when things shift back. There's highs and lows. It's up and down. It's how are you going to handle it when you're down. And I thought our players, we were down 6 at the half. I thought we came out, more focused in the second half. We didn't give up as many second chance points. We did a little bit better job with our defense with that weave that they were doing. So this is a team with a lot of leadership, a lot of character, and I expect them to handle adversity well.
Can you comment on the weekend in general? Is this more what you wanted to see? Obviously?
Well, I mean, we're better today than we were yesterday. Yesterday we were better than we were last weekend, but we're a work in progress while the season's going on. We've still got the 4 starters learning to be comfortable with the sets and the defensive schemes. I've still got our first-round draft pick who missed almost all the training camp trying to figure out where to go. So it's almost like we're still trying to mesh and get where we need to be while we're playing games. The good news is we've got a week now before we play again, and we need it.
I mean, you've been around a long time.
Yeah.
Just the way you've been playing right now.
First and most important thing, I'm just excited we got the W's because, 0-2 kind of makes everything, uncertain. You're a little upset. So I'm just really glad that we won 2 games back-to-back, which is really difficult to do. And, yeah, I'm happy that I was able to help out and be a positive, spark off the bench, which is really important. And that's always my goal, no matter if I play 5 minutes, 20 minutes, to be positive, whether it's defense, rebounding, of cheering, whatever it takes to help the team win, I really want to do.
Would you characterize this as your most satisfying 2 back-to-back games you've had since you've?
Well, yeah, I mean, since I've been in the league, I've played
pro basketball at all.
Pro basketball, exactly.
I mean, overseas anyway.
I think last night was the most I've ever played a WNBA basketball game, 30-something minutes. I was like, whoa, I got some PT for, 4 seasons later, I'm actually playing. So that was, that was a big honor. I'm like, yes, I got to play, and I did some things, but I got to play through it and get it back on defense and offense. But yeah, this was definitely a big game. I mean, anytime you do well in the WNBA against the top players in the country, and let alone European in the world, I mean, I'm thrilled, and I kind of like the challenge, and I measure myself up to oh my gosh, Tamika Catchings, Gia Perkins, and whoever. So just continue to work hard, and maybe I'll be one of those names too one day.
Can you talk about your ability as a rebounder?
Yeah, I kind of just, I don't know, it's the instinct, but I always tend to crash, I mean, if I don't get it, I try to make sure my man doesn't get it. I'll tip it. Loose rebounds are probably the easiest ones for guards to get. So I'll be on the floor trying to get rebounds. And I don't have a problem going against bigs and just try to get a board or a tip or a deflection on it. So I just tend to do that.
When you came in here last year, did you think this has the makings of a good thing for me personally as well as the team?
Well, yeah, they were so great last year. Just like opened everyone welcome arms. They were like, hey, welcome to the team. Catch was just amazing person and player on and off the court. And Dougie, I just connected with her right away. And everyone, these great players were so great people also, I was like, this is rare in the WNBA. And so I was just real fortunate and blessed to be on a team that was so positive, and I can joke and they call me Cali girl. It just made me feel like at home. I'm like, gosh, I want to play here, 2 seasons in a row, I want, because I'm so used to bouncing around, and I felt like finally I can have a home here, and I just got to work hard every day to keep that happening.
Jump in, guys.
You feel like breakthrough today, a little bit break?
Yeah, like I said, I have a great influence with Shay Murphy, the way she comes off the bench and helps the team. And I've definitely been trying to follow her example, and it helps when the first shot you take goes in, and that opens up the basket for the rest of the night. So, I'm working there to transition, but, today definitely helped, and I'm able to get the sigh of relief at that first game off the
If you
way.
rated your confidence right now as opposed to what it was coming into the game, where would it be on a 10-point scale?
It's still a 5. There are a lot of things that I could work on. There were a lot of mistakes that I did, but as I said, it's a lot better than the past couple of games, and that's my goal, is to get better every day and to keep improving. And I have great role models and veterans to help me throughout that process.
You didn't play last night. That obviously didn't discourage you going into tonight.
No. Like Coach said, every game is different, and going into the game, she told me to be ready and be ready to help the team off the bench, and that's what I did.
Do you think you're more effective in that smaller lineup, or do you like playing the one solely? Or
At this level, I'm working on playing whatever they want me to play. I'm more comfortable at the 2, but whatever coach needs me to play, I'll be willing to play that position.
And one of the things we talked about last year, or coming into this year, was losing Tamika Dixon and having somebody else come in and step up and fill those shoes. And I think, by far, she come in and played over and beyond expectations, but we need her to keep it up.
You guys talk about that in the bench? When the stars were on the bench watching her a little bit?
Man, I know. But it's exciting. It really is exciting to sit on the bench and to be able to see, a young player get out there and get after it. And, obviously, it's been a progression over the last couple of years as far as having our bench come and being able to give us productive minutes. And, it's definitely rewarding to be able to sit on the bench and see them doing so well.